Michael Harrow, Houston. Should we buy rice and beans for the coming apocalypse? Always. Just in case there's also storms or hurricanes, it's always good to have too. Aaron Saladin, Houston, do you think GNS will squeeze in this market condition with a special NFT coupon being deployed March 15th? That should result in forced buying of A, the NFT coupon, and B, the stock to close positions. So yeah, that's its intention. I don't think market conditions really matter if they've got a play like that, like what Overstock did. Michael Harrow, should I bother paying my minimum payments on my credit card bills? Okay. So what will happen if you got Capital One or whoever? Capital One actually did really well in their stress tests, so you're probably fine. You get a credit card company. It's sponsored by a bank of some kind, Citibank, Wells Fargo, whatever. If that bank gets seized, right? Gets seized and they're like, oh no, this bank doesn't exist anymore. What will happen is someone will step in and for pennies on the dollar, buy all the assets from the bank, which means they'll get the deposits and they'll get the good things that are owed to them, the mortgages and whatnot. And they'll dump all the shit and liabilities onto the government. The government will just send that off into, I don't know, the netherworld or something where it'll bounce around with all those Washington Mutual mortgage bonds. And so the name on your card might change from Wells Fargo to, I don't know, Bank of the West or whatever it might be, whoever buys them. So it's a good plan to keep making payments on your credit card, simply because if a bank goes under, it doesn't mean your credit card goes under. It just means you're gonna have a different person you're paying bills to. When I bought a truck in summer 2008, and the lender was Wachovia. And then a few months later, Wachovia went under, Wells Fargo took them over, and all of a sudden making payments to Wells Fargo. So that's what will happen. Liquid Hammer, Houston. Maybe these are too old school, and they're thinking if we save these banks now, then the sentiment will become confident. But they just understand how fast info travels. Yeah. The run on Silicon Valley Bank happened because there were 200 VCs on a group chat in like Signal or something, or Telegram or whatever, and they're like, "Holy crap, our bank's going to go under! Everyone, get your money out!" And all of a sudden, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VCs all started trying to do wire transfers and crap that moment, and there's a giant run on the bank. So, yeah. An example, you're doing a live show still on the road. Yeah. Odon Stew. Good morning. It's early for you. It's a very early morning for you. Homer's Ghost, Houston, thoughts on money going from regional banks to big institutions? That's what's happening. Those banks are too big to fail. What they should do is when all that money gets in those banks, the government should break up those giant banks into 100,000 other little banks and then regulate them. Put the Dodd-Frank rules back in and regulate them. The part of the way that the government is going to guarantee these depositors is they're leveraging a special fee onto the banks to pay for this added insurance. And this added insurance is going to cost depositors money. It's going to cost them money when it comes time to borrow or whatever, or cost them an interest rates on what they've invested. So we're paying for it, not paying for it through taxes, but we're paying for it via our banks at this point. So we may as well chop them all up. Don't let big banks exist. A bank that's too big to fail is too big to exist, in my opinion.